Oh, look at this. That's cool. It's like a little candle in a rock. Huh, funny. I get this nagging feeling like I've seen this somewhere before. Wait. Oh no. Welcome to today's theory. You see, we need to address something about Natlan. I may have just stumbled upon the crux of this region's plot, and it all starts with these structures. We will be contemplating how to save Natlan and using some pretty old lore to do so. If you're not up to date with the main story of 5.0, there will be spoilers. Besides that, there are no spoilers, unless you're a slacker who doesn't finish world quests from old regions, or on the off chance that I'm right with this theory. Timestamps, reference material, and related videos will be linked in the description below. As a theory, even though I'm 98% certain of my conclusion, I do not write the story for Genshin Impact and I may be wrong. But that's a chance I'm willing to take. With that said, I will stop wasting your time and get to the interesting part. First, let's establish a few things about Phlogiston. This is Natlan's most important resource. This is what keeps the Abyss from invading, en masse, a nation that has no ley lines. The problem is, though, that Natlan's sacred flame, made of Phlogiston, is quickly running out. I don't think Inazuma's solution of growing an Insta-Chia Pet tree will work here. Only if because it's highly unlikely that the story will use the same narrative twice. Now, let's take a closer look at the Sacred Flame. Locals and the Traveler are able to utilize this flame, becoming a vessel for this energy. Outside of Natlan, they can function without it, but with it does make life a lot easier. This firepower can be recharged from various sources locally in the nation. Plants, rocks, waypoints, and Sacred Flame seeds replenish Phlogiston when you approach or collect such items. And so do these Everflame seed niches. They act like a Tesla recharge station, and they're conveniently scattered evenly across Natlan. They're very easy to find. This function is completely new, right? Like, we saw Fontanians use Pneumacia power, but the Night Soul function is completely unique, except it isn't. I have a hard time making a theory without using Enkanomiya, but remember the 3 Gateway Offering event? Now, if you think of that event with Natlan in mind, a couple of things should stand out immediately. It's these. Ta-da! Now, these are unremarkable stone decorations. However, during the event, these serve a game function. These became light conches and admitted light that drove away abyssal darkness. Now, even though we're not literal vessels for this light, we did have a vessel to house that light. That was the Bokuso box, a relic that our resident Bishop foster child, Sumi, gives us. Now, when you compare the functionality and design of the Everflame seed niche to these conches, do they not seem like the exact same thing? They both even share this spiral design. I understand why the conch would, but why are these stones semi-spirals too? It's likely because these are dragon constructs. Spirals are interesting in Genshin. You see, the use of them is very carefully picked, like this little sprout bean that controls the Warden of Apep's Heart Oasis, or like these stone structures in Enkanomiya. These were used to hold a fragment of Abrak's Night Shade, which was basically the afterimage of the man, not the real person. Spirals do seem to function as a device to house a special energy or a soul. Now, Enka's White Knight and Nightshade energy are 2 sides of the same coin, and Enkanomiya should be the domain of the original Hydro Sovereign. Now, if you hop over to Fontaine, you will find the residence of the current Hydro Sovereign. This region, as I said, also uses a 2-sided energy called Pneumacia. Even on a surface level, Pneuma and Usia look identical to White Knight and Nightshades, the light half being intangible, and the dark half almost able to form into shapes. Now, why am I bringing this up? This is all old news. First, I want to establish that the unique power source in Fontaine and Enka is an energy sourced from dragons. In Fontaine, I don't think this energy is a result of Neuvillette, but perhaps comes from the corpse of Elinas. It's safe to say Elinas was a hydro dragon, as his children, the Melusine, are tailor-fit for a water-rich environment. And when Neuvillette becomes a complete dragon, after Focalors self-destructs, he shares that he now has full control over Numacia energy. But wait, isn't Enka's power from Istaroth? Well, I will propose that Istaroth didn't provide the power source. She harnessed the existing power into a usable source for the people. In fact, I now believe that the Helios Cube is a container for the soul of the Hydro Dragon. Look, it even drips water into some kind of sacred triangular pool-like waterfall thing that flows out from the tower. Why else would your son be leaking water? And besides, the people worshipped it. How poetic. Now, I want you to take that dragon soul knowledge to Natlan, because between here and the mirror image, which is the Night Kingdom, we also see a dual energy source. We have the Sacred Flame and the Night Soul. Seriously, you should be questioning why the children of Fire and Sun are housing Night Souls. But if we look at this white fire from the Night Kingdom as being one half of the whole, then the fact that the Everflame can restore this power isn't strange. But the real point here is that this is a power from the Pyro Sovereign. According to the Obsidian Codex artifact set, combined with the lore from the world quest between Pledge and Forgettance, the Sage of the Stolen Flame stole a seed of fire, or wisdom, and gave it to mankind. The fact that this fire has the unique property of transferring knowledge is different, but we've already witnessed an instance of this. Mualani unlocks the true meaning of her sacred name and gets an instant download to her night soul of what happened 500 years ago. She is now part of the plan, Mabuika's plan to save Natlan. And what does it have to do with the Enkanomiya? Well, remember what I said about spirals and souls? Coincidentally, I think the geography of Natlan and its 6 tribes are set up much like Watatsumi Island. We know from the Moonbase Deep World Quest, Watatsumi Island holds the soul of the dragon heir in the whirlpool at the center of the island. And at the center of Natlan is the Colosseum of Flames. This is the location of the main body of the sacred flame. This isn't a coincidence. The pilgrimage is a ritual which brings people to this central location to kindle the flame. But another fact that I think is important to this ritual is the song. Cause song is known to soothe dragon. Dvalin was soothed by Venti's song, but in the absence of Venti, while sleeping off the tainted wound caused by Durin, he descended into madness. Granted, this was also aggravated by the Abyss Order. And Kapatsir, whom I've made the case for being the Electro-Sovereign, was soothed by the unique song of Rue, both in life and after death. Ironically, Neuvillette also has a permanent seat at the Opera House. Dragons have some deep connection with song, okay? We just don't have it stated outright yet. Believe me, it will happen. However, my point is, singing the Ode to Resurrection is an important part of the ritual. This isn't needed for the Pyro Archon to enter the Night Kingdom. Like, she could do that anytime she wants. It's part of the ritual to soothe a dragon, cause this pilgrimage is part of Mabuika's plan. She established this tradition. Now, this next part is going to be highly speculative. See, I think Natlan originally had 2 sovereign dragons, and I'm basing it off of a TCG card, or the card back. This is the reward for reaching reputation level 4 in 3 different tribes. Notice how there's 2 dragons of differing colors? Well, that's not aesthetics. My Name for Now has an excellent video delving into the real-world myth in which twin brothers steal the first flame and give it to humanity. Then one becomes a sun, the other the moon. This is Suicuetl and Waxaklakun Ubakan. As I see it, the Pyro sovereign Suicuetl ruled while his brother Ubakan supported him. On one hand, the Lord of the Sun, on the other, the Lord of the Night. But somehow, the sovereign became corrupted, either with abyssal power or due to erosion. Seeing his brother descend into madness, Ubakan took a seed of dragon energy and shared it with mankind with the goal to put down his mad brother. In succeeding, the sovereign's residual power was gathered so it could continue to burn to protect the land from abyssal power. There is no better candidate for the Lord of the Night than the Sage of the Stolen Flame. He is known to be a white dragon, and the Night Kingdom is full of this white flame, both in having a mirror sacred flame and the Waya pylons having a white energy that connects directly to the sacred flame. But even though the sacred flame has long run out of power, I think Ubakan is also running out of juice. So now, Natlan needs a new source generator that uses both powers. That's Mavuika's plan. She needs to birth a new source of fire. Keyword on birth. Now let's take a look at the teaser, A Name Forged in Flames. In it, I want you to focus on 3 key items. The 6 flames with the symbol of the 6 tribes, the central flame, and the eyes of someone that Mavuika speaks to. Now, after Acts 1 and 2 of the Archon quest, it's safe to say that the 6 smaller flames represent the 6 awakened ancient name bearers. It will take 6 powerful night souls to rekindle the sacred flame. But why does it take 2 powers of opposing force to do a thing? Again, back in Fontaine, we know of the annihilation reaction that happens due to combining 2 opposing forces, Numa and Osea. When done right, it generates stable energy. Apparently, Neuvillette is just casually causing nuclear fission in the background while doing paperwork as the Eudex. So, according to this, enough Night Soul power is needed to equal the Sacred Flame. That's why Mavuika is forced to wait for all 6. Now, the Sacred Flame mostly consists of her power alone. The power equal to 6 mighty warriors. This is the central flame. And the eyes, this spark that Mavuika speaks to, this is the new Pyro Sovereign. The bleary vision is fitting of a newly born life, but the fire of 2 dragons is necessary, either to awaken and birth the new sovereign, or give them enough power to repel the abyss. And that is the plot of Natlan, the land of dragons. Mavuika is hatching a plan, and that plan is a dragon. If this doesn't happen, I will be seriously shocked. There's just too many things that stack towards this conclusion. For instance, compare the plan to what happened in Simulanka. Dragon that destroys everything he touches? Check. All the roles or ancient names banding together? Check. New baby dragon? Check and check. I am so psyched to see the new Pyro Sovereign. Am I jumping the gun? Very much so, but I think this was more than worth the shot in the dark. Maybe you think so too. Well, now that I've made a stupidly long video, I'm out of here. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the future of Natlan. This is Sayonara Kraken. Watch out for celestial nails out there.